Alright, hello YouTube land. We're going to go over the parts for Guitar 2, or what I'm calling Guitar 2, in Oh Holy Night as performed by Hillsong. Like I said in the run-through video, which I recommend watching, they have a whole string orchestra, which I don't usually have access to, so I came up with what I thought a second guitar could do. Now, in most of the choruses and verses, it's just going to be playing diamonds, just hit the chord, let it ring kind of stuff. Oops. Let me turn my guitar on. Holy night, the stars are brightly shining. Right, and that goes for verse 1. Verse 2 can maybe be played with a little bit more accentuation. That's all that's happening there. In the choruses, chorus 1, same thing, diamonds. Chorus 2, it actually starts with a palm mute, which if you're not familiar with palm muting, play your open E string, put your palm on your bridge, and it's also called chugging, right? Instead of, and there you go, play through the chords. And then when it gets to the G chord, it goes back to... Right? And same thing, you can walk up between chords, so, you know, play your E chord, and then go open, 2, 3, on your A string. Add little accentuations like that if you want to. And that's basically what's happening versus choruses. Now there's still the instrumentals and the intro, where this guitar is going to have a different part. On the intro of the song, guitar 1 is doing this. We're not going to do that. We're going to accentuate that part. You can kind of hear it faintly in the background. There's a second guitar playing. I'm not going to imitate exactly what he does, but we're gonna come up with something similar. So what it is this. I messed that up a little bit, but that's okay. This part's new to me, just made it up. So start off. Take your ring finger, put it on the 7th fret on the high E string, take your pinky, put it on the 8th fret of the B string. And then you're going to strum, we're going to walk a bass note basically, if you can call it that, up. And it's going to start with the open G string, and then 7th fret D string, and then back to the G string on the 4th fret, and then the 5th fret. Meanwhile, where are you plucking those two notes? The picking pattern, this is easier I think if you finger pick it, but if you want to just use your regular plectrum, go for it. It's G string, B string, G string, E string. Except for that second chord shape where you go to the 7th fret of the D string, then it will be D string, The reason I think it's easier to finger pick it is because with my middle and ring fingers finger picking, they can stay on those two strings the whole time, and I only have to move my picking finger. And that's all there is to that part. Beware this, the third shape, so you have your open G, 8th fret D, 4th fret G. That's going to be a stretch, okay? It's going to might hurt a little bit, but just do some warm-ups before you start. Do some good finger stretches, do some of these and all that kind of good stuff, because it's going to be a stretch. Now, if you're rushed, you're trying to get ready for a Sunday service, don't be afraid just to strum these chords. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. if you can get the picking pattern down. That was pretty sloppy because I tried to use my plectrum and I'm just not used to doing that. Straight finger picker or hybrid picker most of the time. And that's the intro. Now, I have a little chord chart here, and between the choruses and verses it says to do the intro again, and that's true in terms of chords. To me, they're more of instrumentals because at that point a string section kicks in. As I said earlier, I lack a string section, though we may have a violin here and there. We're going to imitate what the string section is doing. During those instrumentals. You can do this two ways, entirely on the B string or as a scale. The advantage to doing it entirely on the B string is if you need to add a little thickness to this part, let's say you're the only guitar playing, you can play the open G string because you're in the key of G, so that's legal. So what am I playing there? Whew. Starting off on the 8th fret, 10th, 12th, 7th, 3rd, 5th, 8th, 7th, 5th, 3rd. And for the first instrumental, you just play that twice. Right? The second instrumental, you'll play that once, and then we're going to start messing with that pattern. It's going to climb up, it's going to go down, it adds a little bit more of a flowing, I don't know, a rise and fall, a crescendo to it. And it goes like this. Did you keep up with all that? The first time, like I said, is normal. The second time, and this is where we switch to the high E string. 10th fret, 12th fret, what would that be? 15th, and then you climb back down to the B string. 15, 14, 12, 15 B string. And then this we'll do a little thing to get ourselves back to where back into this section. So it's 12, 13, 14, or sorry, 10, 12, and then back down to the 7th. So third fret, back up to the 8th, 3rd, 5th. We're not going to go down to the G string. That's 4, 2, 0. Down to the D string on the 4th, open D string, 8th fret B string. Slide all the way up to the 15th on the high E. Whoops. And then walk your way back down like you did before, the first time you were up this high. So 15, 14, 12, and then down to the 15th on the B string. And then it goes right into what's called chorus 3 on my chart here. And you do the same thing you did in chorus 2. Palm muted. I can't tell what key we're in again. This is Taya Smith who's singing this. I am not Taya Smith. Doing my best here. And that's it. A couple things to note with effects, how I play. You can, depending on your pedal setup, or your gain structure, you can just turn on a pedal every time you need more gain. I always have my overdrives on, or a couple overdrives on, and I clean up with my volume pedal, or my volume knob. You can use a pedal too, but my board's not set up to do that, so I use my knob. So I start off pretty clean. Well, with just a little bit of drive. also play this in the middle pickup position, so depending on what kind of pickups you have, but for me, I'm using both pickups in the middle position. If you have a Strat, just use your middle pickup. You can kick into the bridge pickup once you get into the chorus 3, I would say, or maybe during the instrumental prior to that. But I like to make sure I'm not competing with guitar 1, which I would assume would be in the bridge pickup. When I get to the solo section, before chorus 3, that big solo that we just explained that went all over the neck, at that point I turn my volume all the way up. And if you have more gain, now is the time. I'll kick on my last overdrive. And I go ahead and keep that on right into that chorus because it feels good to have that, all that gain, and then you just start hitting big chords. Be aware though, if you listen to the album, the recording, you can hear that when it gets down to the last line of the chorus, oh, we'll start rolling your volume back because it gets really subtle. And I'm also strumming super light. One other thing I should mention before I go. In the choruses, there is an unusual chord shape. I've actually only ever seen this chord when I play Christmas music. I think I saw it maybe on a different song this Sunday, but I'm pretty sure it's all been Christmas music. It's called D over C. Now, if you don't like those complicated chords, you can just play D for an extra measure. Oh my divine. It's that little pickup chord between the D and the E minor. There's a couple ways you can do it. You play your D chord, obviously. And if you want to, you can wrap your thumb all the way around the fretboard and grab the C right there on the A string on the 3rd fret. Just be careful not to press too hard on the low E, or just be sure not to strum it. Right? Or take your pinky and put it in the same spot. And again, just don't strum the low E. Couple ways to do it. It's not the most necessary chord, but it does add a very nice color to that section of the song. Quick insert footage here. I forgot to say, when I was first shooting the tutorial video, that there is a pre-chorus part for Guitar 2 as well. So you'll be playing along with long lay the world in sin and error pining till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of that's all it is. It's very similar to what you were playing in the intro, same picking pattern. G, B, G, E. And then instead of, you're just descending the bass note. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? So it's 2 on the D, 1 on the C, 1 on the open G. And that's really all there is to that part. You play it twice. The first time through the pre-chorus, you'll hold the G longer. So it'll be in all, a thrill of hope. The weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Right? The second time through the pre-chorus, it's a little bit faster on the last line. A new and glorious morn, Christ. And that should be all the parts happening in Guitar 2. So, thanks for watching. Hope I made that clear. If not, leave a comment and have a good one. Ciao for now.